Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Want to wish you a good Shabbos and just only good things to come in the coming weeks. Lots of exciting moments last week with Purim, and now we enter into a period in which we are preparing for Passover. Can't believe we're talking about Passover right now, but so much to look forward to. This is the season of spring, new beginnings, freedom. That's really what the holiday is about, isn't it? Passover really is about new beginnings and a fresh look, a new look. And this is really the time to do that. And no better way to practice, right? To make something a part of our daily living than to begin our morning with gratitude, obviously, but also blessing. And how we look at the world really makes a difference. Is that if I am preparing myself to be a blessing, a bracha into the world, and that's how I engage in the world, wouldn't you agree that that's really how we will experience the world? We get what we put into our experiences, and if we put blessings out there and love and that kind of energy into the world, that is truly what will come back. So when we turn, obviously, in our prayer books to 146, it is a series of brachas, a series of prayers, a series of ways in which we choose to engage in the world. And if you just look, it says, we offer praises to you, God, ruler of the universe, for creating us in your image. And this is not about that God looks like human beings. This is not about that God has a figure. This is about when it says Bitsalmo, in God's image, it is the image of our ability to have the power to create. You create your own world. In essence, is it not that we look at God or the universe as the creator, as the thing that creates? We experience our creation, we experience the creation of the world around us. We too have that ability to create the world in which we live. It is your choice. One of the most amazing statements is life is 10% what happens to you, 90% your attitude. I would even say it's even more. It's 100% how we want to engage in the world. And so if we engage in the world as a blessing, giving blessings, receiving blessings, wouldn't you agree that this is the way in which we can enhance our lives? So I'm here as always with our cantor, who I am grateful for, who has been working with me over the course of the past several months as we enter into this new phase of spring with new zeal and new excitement with the blessings. I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, Cantor. We now begin on page 146 with the morning blessings.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sefi bina lepim ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani betzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani ben chorim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, albish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rocha haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asa li kol tzarki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher chekin mitzadei gaber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten layayaf koach.
On page 218, Shochenai.
Shochenad marom v'kadosh shemo v'katuranenu tzadikim ba'adonai liyasharim nava tehila B'fi sharim tithalal, u'v'divrei tzadikim titbarach, u'vilshon chasidim tidromam, u'v'kerev kedoshim titkadash, u'v'machalot revivot amcha beit Yisrael. Shaken chovat kol hayitzurim, lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotenu, lehodot lehalel leshabeach, lefaer leromim lehader, levarech leoleo kales al kol divrei shirot batishbachot, David ben Yishai abdecha mishichecha, yishtabach shimcha lad malkeinu. Berachot v'hodot me'ata ve'ad olam, baruch atah Adonai, el melech gadol batishbachot, el ha'od adon haniflaot, habocher b'shirei zimra, melech elchei ha'olamim.
Page 224. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or v'rei hoshech osei shalom v'rei et hakol. Praised are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who forms light and creates darkness, who ordains the harmony of all creation. We turn now to page 228 for El Adon.
El Adon al kol hamasim, baruch v'ora b'fi kol neshama, God lo v'tuvo ma'alei olam, da'adu tvuna sovevim oto, ha-Mikael chayot hakodesh, v'nedar b'chavod, al hamerchava, skudu mishor livnei chiso, chesed v'rachamim livnei chevodo. Tovim me'orot shabara Eloheinu, Yitzhara bedad bevina uvaskel, koach bura natan bahem, liot moshlim bekerev tevel, melim zivum fikim noga, na'ezivam b'chol ha'olam, smechim b'tzeitam b'sasim bevoam, osim be'em aritzon konam. Per v'chavod nonim lishmo, zochel averin ala zecher malchuto, kara lashemesh va'izrachor, ra'a v'chit kinsurat halvana, shevach nonim lo, kol tzva marom, tiferet ugedula, seraphim ve'ofanim v'chayot hakodesh.
On page 236, cause a new light to shine on Zion, and may we all be worthy to delight in its splendor. Praised are you, O Lord, creator of the heavenly lights.
Or hadash al Zion ta'ir, v'nizkefu lanu mehera le'oro, baruch atah Adonai, yotzer ha'me'orot.
On page 238, with abounding love have you loved us, Lord our God, great and overflowing tenderness have you shown us. Ahava Rabbah.
Ahava Rabbah Havtanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Emla Gedola V'Tera, Hamalta Aleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Bavur Avotenu, Shabbat Chuvacha, Avinu Malkeinu. Vat lamdem chukei chayim, kein techanenu telamdenu, avinu ha'av harachaman, cham rachem aleinu. V'tein belibenu lehavinu hashkil lishmoa, lelamodu lelamed, lishmor velasod. Ukayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha be'ahava, v'ha'erinenu b'toratecha, v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha, v'yached levavenu le'ahava u'lira et shemecha, v'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed, v'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed. L'Shem Kadshecha Hagadol V'Hanora Bataknu Nagila V'Nizmecha Nagila V'Nizmecha V'Shuatecha.
On page 240, gather our people in peace, O Lord, from the four corners of the earth, as we gather the four tzitzit from the four corners of our talit, as we prepare for the Shema.
V'havienu le'shalom, me'ar ba'kanfot ha'aretz, v'tolichenu kol memiut, le'artzenu, ki el po'el yeshuot ata, uvanu v'charta mikol ha'belashon, V'kerav tanu l'shimecha hagadol sela be'emet lehodot lecha u'yachedcha be'ahava Baruch atah Adonai abocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha, ve'hayu hadivarim ha'eleh. Asher Anochi Metzavecha Hayom Alevavecha Veshinantam Levanecha Vedibarta Bam Veshivtecha Bevetecha Uvelechtecha Vaderech Ushachbecha Uvekumecha Ukshartam Leotal Yadecha Vehayuletotafot Bein Enecha Uktavtam Al Mezuzot Beitecha Uvisharecha.
The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the children of Israel and bid them to make fringes in the corners of their garments throughout their generations, putting upon the fringes of each corner a thread of blue. When you look upon the fringes, you will be reminded of all the commandments of the Lord and obey them. You will not be led astray by the inclinations of your heart or by the attraction of your eyes. Thus will you be reminded to fulfill all my commandments, be consecrated to your God. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, the Lord, am your God."
Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai vehitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Emet v'yatziv v'nachon v'kayam v'yashar v'ne'eman v'ahuv v'chaviv v'nechman v'na'im v'nora v'adir v'metukan v'mikubal v'tov v'yafeh hadavar hazeh aleinu le'olam va'ed. Truly the God of the universe is our sovereign, the rock of Jacob is our protecting shield who exists throughout all generations, whose sovereignty is firmly established and whose faithfulness endures forever. We now turn our attention as we prepare for the Shabbat Shemona Esrei. We turn now to page 252.
Tehillah le'elyon baruch borach Moshe uvnei Yisrael chanu shira b'simcha rabah ve'omru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh nohora tehilot o sefele shirat hashashi b'chugolim l'shimcha al safat hayam Yachad kulam hodu v'himlechu ve'omru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Sur Yisrael, kuma ve'ezrat Yisrael, ufedei chinu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzavaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
On page 254, the Shachrit Amida, we will join the cantor in the first several brachas and then turn our attention to our personal prayers.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol v'Zocher Chazdei Avot Umevi Goel Lifnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiva Ruach Umorid Haga Hashem Mechal Kel Chayim B'Chesed Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim Somech noflim v'rafeh holim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishanei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech memid umachaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata l'chachayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hametim.
Grant peace, and goodness, and blessing to the world, grace, kindness, and mercy to us and to all your people, Israel. Bless us all, God, with the divine light of your presence. For by the divine light you have revealed to us your life-giving Torah, and taught us loving kindness, righteousness, mercy, and peace. May it please you to bless your people, Israel, in every season and in every hour with your peace. Praised are you, O Lord, restorer of peace upon your people, Israel.
Ose shalom bimromav, huyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen.
We turn now our attention to this week's Torah portion, Ki Tisa. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Vayadaber Adonai el Moshe lemor ki tisa et rosh bnei Yisrael lifkudehem venadnu ish kofer nafsho l'Adonai bivkod otam. Velo Adonai bahem negef bivkod otam ze yitno kol ha'over al hapkudim mechatzit hashekel b'shekel hakodesh esrim gera hashekel machatzit hashekel truma l'Adonai Ho haover apkudim mi bein esrim shana voma Allah yitain trumat Adonai. In this part that we just read, it's discussing the importance of taking some kind of census. How do we count those who are in our midst? And it is done linked or associated with giving a shekel. As we read here, it literally says, the Lord spoke to Moses, when you take a census of the Israelite people, according to their enrollment, each shall pay the Lord a ransom for himself on being enrolled, that no plague may come upon them through their being enrolled. This is what everyone is enrolled in the records shall pay, a half shekel by the weight, and so on and so forth. How you become a part of a community is so important. Something must be given. We cannot be a community of takers. In fact, if you're always in a position of taking, what does that really mean about your life, about who you are as a person? We ought to be people who are giving, people who are focused on giving. In fact, I was actually told never to early on in my spiritual journey, be careful, and that we don't want to be often in the position of taker, that we should be in the position always to be giver, and that it is up to us to fit ourselves, to find ways in which to always be the giver. It is no coincidence that we start this week's Torah portion, Ki Tisa, off with how it is that we are going to be accounted, how it is that we are going to be, I should say, counted, how we are going to be, as it says right here, enrolled in the community. What does that mean? That each individual is important in and of themselves, not that they are distinct in some way, but that we all share an equal responsibility. That the moment that we start to think of someone as better, worse, whatever it is, when we look at somebody as separate from us, it becomes a very, very big problem. We see this later on when the Israelite people start to see Moses as something bigger, something more, something as though he is almost like a god. Moses, as we know, ascends the mountain to receive the 10 Commandments, to receive the law. And when the people, the Israelites, realize he's gone for some time, there is a conversation. Where did he go? What's going on? Has he left us? Has he abandoned us? Well, we need something to replace him. We need something to replace what we have put so much energy and effort into. They forgot quickly that they were, each and every one of them, an important part of moving the society, moving the Israelites to a understanding of where their part is in the world. In other words, where their place was as individuals. They put so much focus on Moses that they said to Aaron, well, create something for us. We need something. We need something to put our focus on. We need something to really give us the energy to move forward. How many of us do this on a regular basis? And whether it's just something as simple as coffee, a conversation, or something in our daily life that we need just a little pick-me-up to help us get through the day. The Israelites saw that they needed something and they created a golden calf. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details of what had happened or the parallels between the golden calf and what's going on in our personal lives or politically or anything like that. What we can understand and what we ought to understand is there is a huge pull in each and every one of us to find ways for us to feel from the outside as though we belong. We often and too often look for outside factors to make us feel good on the inside. We look for that part of society that will tell us that what we are doing is good. We look for that text that says that you did a great job, or we look for that little Facebook message that tells you how amazing you are, or we look for recognition. But we all know that the true recognition comes from within. If I'm feeling good about me, then I'm feeling good about me. nobody's statements should or ought to change how it is that I feel about myself. In fact, isn't that what Passover is about? Isn't that what about true freedom is? That we are not slaves to other people's thoughts, opinions, or actually their presence in the case of Moses? That they were relying so heavily on some outside factor to feel good about themselves that they even created this golden calf, which is a symbol of the human desire for that outside factor to make me feel good about my inside. How quickly we forget that the counting was each and every person being accounting for themselves. May we spend this Shabbos not so focused on what is on the outside, but what is on the inside, and finding ways for us to be accountable for ourselves, being and taking and becoming masters of our own inner life. And it is through that that we can truly worship God and not get sidetracked by all the outside factors that constantly are pulling us this way and that. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Aleinu as we conclude our service.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim veyoser haaretz umoshav yikaro b'shamayim ha'al ushchinatu zo begavhei meromim hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu evezulato Kakatu betorato v'yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim imha ve'al ha'aretz mitachat enod.
Your sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity will reign in glory. As is written in Torah, the Lord shall reign forever and ever, and it has been foretold, the Lord shall be sovereign over all the earth. On that day, the Lord shall be one, and shall be acclaimed as one.
Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai imloch le'olam v'hed, v'nehemar, v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
May the memories which we cherish and lovingly now recall inspire us so to live, that we too may bequeath a heritage of precious memories to those whom we shall leave behind. This week's Yort cites Arthur Cohen, father of Cantor Ray Cohen, Adine Reckon, mother of Debbie Olch, Abraham Gillette, grandfather of Arlene Gold, Irv Crane, father of Stephanie Schnee, Victor Lobel, father of Thomas Lobel, Joseph Turpis, father of Cecilia Bachrach, Ruth Winger, mother of Mark Winger, Isaac Zayon, father of Herman Zayon, Harold Stern, father of Arnold Sisk, Mary Ann Turpis, mother of Cecilia Bachrach, Regina Zayon, mother of Herman Zayon. We offer this prayer, Ribono Shalom, Alahayo Rechol B'chol Basar, Master of the world, God of the spirit of all flesh, it is revealed and known before you that it is our desire to praise your name. May our yearnings and prayers find favor in your eyes and be accepted and received before you. May you grant hope and healing to all who suffer, and may we soon be able to once again safely gather in holiness and joy. May your name, God, be elevated and sanctified everywhere on earth. May peace reign everywhere. Say Shalom ben Romav, Huya say Shalom, Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. May God, who makes harmony and peace in the heights, grant us peace, harmony for us, for all Israel and all humankind, and let us all say Amen. We now conclude our service with Adon Olam.
Adon Olam asher malav b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa v'hevza kol azai melech shemo nikra be'acharei kitlotat kol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh b'tifara v'hu echad v'en sheni laham shilo lahachbira Beli Reshit, Beli Tachlit, Belo Haoz, Vehamizra, Vechu Eli, Vechai Goali, Betzorchev li, Beit Sarah, Vehunisi, Umanos li, Menat Kosi, Beyom Ekra, Beado, of Kidruchi, Be'eti Shan, Be'aira, Be'imruchi, Geviati, Adonai li, Velo ira. Shabbat Shalom.